And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the semi-finals of ESL Open Cup Asia. I apologize for the extended break, but I hope you guys enjoyed that lovely, brutal OST as we have returned with the lower semi-finals. And we are jumping in mid-series, and if you're curious as to the scoreline, it's the ace match. Shouldn't really be a surprise to you. I mean, these two competitors are amazing players in their own right, and here we go. We're jumping into the ace match and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing himself, currently teamless. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is a Firefly. Let's go. We are jumping in, and if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will win this best of three. Basically, who you think will win this game. This final game here between NightMare and Firefly. It all ends here. It all ends between these two players. And we'll see where this story does take us. Honestly, this could go either way. Coming into this, I assumed that this would go to the ace match. I had a hard time picking a favorite between both NightMare and Firefly. I can see them both making it to the finals, but alas, there is only room for one. Only room for one of these two players, and Rogue is patiently waiting for the winner of this series. Who's it going to be? Oh, let's go. Who is it going to be? As for the time being, two gate openers. It's going to be two gateways here for Firefly. Likewise, two gateways for NightMare is also two gate openers all around. Standard play so far. Likewise, a pylon is thrown down in the main base for NightMare. Pylon thrown down in the main base for Firefly as well. No one is going for a proxy. No one is faking a proxy either. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. So I'm just making sure that the predictions are indeed underway. Are indeed operational here. We have our first units of choice. It's going to be Double Stalker out of Firefly, likewise Double Stalker out of NightMare as well. Again, depending on the first units of choice, we can dictate how aggressive, how assertive, or how defensive we want to be. So far, no Sentry, no Double Adept, for example, just Double Stalker. We'll see if we double down and go into a third and fourth Stalker as well. Both players are going to be delaying each other's expansions and keeping an eye on each other's first couple of units. Pylons have been thrown down. Stalkers are revealed from both players. Kind of, as I think Firefly may have just barely missed those initial Stalkers. Firefly going for a double Sentry behind this. Meanwhile, NightMare doubling down. Oh, actually, never mind. Also going double Sentry. So, mirrored builds for the time being. Both players are expanding. Both players getting to Sentries. Sentries are so powerful nowadays in PvP as they provide so much scouting, so much defensive prowess. Hallucinations will be giving us so much information, showing us whether we take into a Stargate, into a Twilight Council, into a Robo. Our tech option of choice should be seen and scouted by the opposing player. Again, PvPs, it's often very difficult to try to get a fast one over on your opponent just because of how the Sentry does work. Twilight Council out of Firefly. Meanwhile, NightMare has yet to invest into his own tech. Has yet to commit. Still settling in. First hallucination is sent out, making its way towards the map, or towards the main, across the map. And Firefly is going to be the first to invest into Blink. Twilight Council is going to be delayed for NightMare, is now on the way, but a little bit later than that of Firefly. Hallucination to begin. Hallucination does confirm the Twilight Council. Nice scout out of Firefly. Likewise, NightMare should be doing the same. Does slip in, does confirm. Does confirm what's going on. So do rally towards the south. Once again, another hallucination. Really what we're looking for is a fast third base, extra gateways, a happenstance proxy, any big sign of aggression or sign of tech. As the hallucination does commit, we don't really get to see too much. We are denied a scout of the full main, so incomplete information for Firefly. Firefly is going to be the first to expand and take a third base. NightMare not too far behind him again. No gateway explosion, no robo, no further attack. Both players are expanding. So a pretty passive start here. When it comes to game 1 and game 2, we don't really know what did transpire. We don't really know how aggressive, how assertive our players were. For now, at least we can say that it's pretty standard, pretty safe play. Nothing too chaotic yet. Not yet, at least. Meanwhile, we have our follow-up tech of choice. Going to be a Robo here from Firefly. Likewise, Forge is on the way. We're going to be rushing into +1 attack. NightMare is keeping up, except for the Forge, as there is no... there we go. As the Forge is going to be slightly later here for NightMare. Later Forge, later Robo. Oh, and Firefly being a little bit cheeky. This is a risky maneuver. Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is on the way. This is after the Hallucination Scout. That's what's important here. Sorry. After the initial Hallucination Scout ran out of NightMare. Firefly's moving out. NightMare is likewise pushing with his main army. And NightMare is currently in the dark as to what's going on. Is that gets in? No! We missed the wall. We missed the pylon. And they do waddle into the main base, and we should get a full scout. As probes are going down at the same time, and NightMare pushing towards the third base. Firefly's in trouble. Oh, the force fields are brutal. He can barely engage. Shield battery's still in the way. The Stalkers are struggling to really push in. And NightMare is taking this fight at the same time. 5 probes go down in the main. But with the defense's advantage, we should be able to hold on. I say that we're down to 4 Stalkers, down to 3. But the shield battery is finally done. Oh my, the aggressive blink. Calm down. Overcharge is popped, and it looks like we will barely hold on. And very quickly checking the vision here. Oh my god, as we try to chase NightMare down. NightMare did not scout the main. He was in the main base, but barely he did not see the Dark Shrine. And the DTs, they're coming. The DTs are warped in. So far, just the one. Warp Prism behind this as well. And do we have detection? We do. We have an observer here outside of the natural. We do have detection. Thankfully, NightMare did not skip it. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult here for the DTs to get damage done. But we are waddling in. And the detection is at the natural, not at the third. We get a probe. We get 2. We get 3. We get 4. 4 probes. It's okay. It's okay. We were hoping for a little bit more damage, but alas, detection was not too far away. And NightMare does hold. Meanwhile, Firefly takes an economic lead and is getting into his 4th base. He survived the aggression, and now Firefly is able to eventually turn that into a larger army. Until then, though, we have the War Prism getting into the main. Likewise, Firefly sharking around. He does have map control. NightMare moving out with purely Blink Stalkers, though. Likewise is being active. And the main base looking a little bit more exposed. The probe is stuck! No! Save him! You can recall the probe! Or save it with the War Prism. But there is a lone worker here in the main. Likewise, cannon as well. No shield battery. DT's going for the cannon! Uh-oh. DTs, they dive on the cannon. They force a recall. We get 7 probes. We do get the hell out of there. Oh no! One more volley! Oh, we get the prism. Massive pickoff. War Prism goes down. NightMare does defend. Oh no! I mean, oh, never mind. I was gonna say, at least the probe has friends, but only for a short time. Only, he's like, don't leave me! Call for help! Get someone to say, never mind. As NightMare just abandoned his worker, meanwhile, he dives on the prism goes down. We deny the warp in. Very nice pickoff here by Firefly, but charge is not done. The slow lots are coming in. We do need a couple more seconds here for charge. Without it, the 4th base is under fire. Immortals have arrived. If we had charge lots, we could defend, but the base is going to be sniped. After killing the Nexus. Nexus goes down. NightMare takes his own. I cannot fight this head on though. Charge is on in 5 seconds. And the Immortals, they're putting in a lot of damage. There we go. A 3rd Immortal has arrived. 1 Immortal goes down. Nice pickoff. NightMare forced to retreat. Trading here with the Immortals, but these are expensive losses for NightMare. Bearing in mind that was 9 Stalkers going down, but Firefly likewise losing an equivalent amount, if not more. So better trade here for NightMare. rotating around. Where's Firefly forcing back the army, taking it back up fourth. +2 is about to kick in. So Firefly will have that upgrade advantage. Likewise, Firefly once again diving on the main army. War Prism moving up behind this. Prism towards the main. Ooh, and hopefully we have a Warpin available. If not, we could be in some trouble. Again, NightMare does have the supply lead, but is working with mainly a gateway army. Warp into the main. We do have some reinforcements, but oh, we do have a DT. Okay. Dark Templar to defend. And again, the soup does not quite lie. That's an Immortal. That's 2 Archons as well. That's a lot of Zealots. Now, this Zealot army can melt against the Archons or Firefly. It's all about the engagement, all about how we do engage with the main army. Firefly being forced back. War Prism still being active. And Firefly racing back home. NightMare getting 1 extra probe. That is a lot of Zealots. +2 is now done for both players. War Prism into the main. Immortal Drop comes in. It doesn't get much done. Does at least force a recall. But NightMare is now maxed out. Now again, when it comes to the army compositions, Firefly is even in Immortals and up in Archons. A lot of the supply here for NightMare is in Zealots. It's mainly Zealots and a couple of Stalkers as well. 10 extra Stalkers. But Firefly needs time. He needs time, and again, Firefly's army is a little bit more high-tech. A little more value in it. Once again, Dark Templar to defend. Oh my god. We did get 3 probe kills. NightMare moving out. The War Prism still live, still does pose a threat. And ideally, we do leave some static defense to defend, or some units as well. As this War Prism has done quite a lot. But yeah, NightMare cannot push into this, so he has maxed out with a subpar army, and likewise Firefly is catching up in supply. Ooh, getting a Stalker. Very nicely done. And 4 probes. Jesus. 4 workers go down. NightMare behind this working towards Disruptor production. That's going to be 2 more Robos on the way. That's going to be triple Disruptor production for NightMare. Oh my god. And that's the answer to this army. Firefly's on a timer. Now, thankfully for Firefly, NightMare is basically max, so we don't have a lot of room for Disruptors. There we go. 1 Disruptor is being built. But Disruptors are how you deal with this. Like, this army, it's big, it's beefy, but it's also very immobile. Dodging Novas is not really possible with Mass Archon. So, what I'm saying here is, we gotta go. We gotta send it back. Second Disruptor's on the way. Firefly now moving out, but we now have that 1 Nova. We have 2. Uh-oh. Yeah, we now have 2 Disruptors here for NightMare. And you can see he's killing his own Zealots for more Disruptors. He's just making room. More Disruptors are on the way. He knows how much trouble he's in, and he knows he needs Disruptors. That's what he needs. That's the answer here to the army. Firefly still sharking around, but he's being left behind. Firefly building up a bank, and we have nothing here. We need a Bay. We need a Bay, a Robo, or like Stargates and Phoenixes. Like, Firefly is stuck on a mid-tier army. Yeah, the Novas are revealed. Oh, that splits! We get 1 Archon. 2 more Novas available. Big connection. And here we go. Firefly, he has to go in here and now. It's all or nothing. We're getting on top of the base. Nova's going off. Takes down another Archon. Another Archon falls. The Archon's taking a lot of damage. And we do have to back off. More reinforcements on the way. Another wave of Archons. Oh my god. But the Novas are brutal. They take down another 2. Extensive losses. The base is going down. We shut down the Immortal, and it looks like NightMare is going to clean this up. He breaks through the defensive line, and NightMare, he will shut down this army. He does lose the base, does lose the mineral line, but there's nothing left. There's nothing left for Firefly. We're down to Stalkers, and again, we were just left behind tech-wise. No Disruptors of our own, or Phoenixes, or Skytoss. We were just stuck on Mass Archon, which could have worked. We just waited a little bit too long. Now, props to NightMare. A big reason why we waited, the War Prism. The War Prism was buying a lot of time, was being so annoying, such a nuisance. And without that Prism, Firefly would have moved out long ago. Maybe not earlier, at least. Oh my god, the Novas! The balls are going off, the Novas are connecting. And NightMare, he's breaking through. We do have a DTs wreaking havoc. They're doing what they can. Do we have detection? Okay, we do. Okay, we're good. Oh my god. Novas do connect. We do have observers. There we go. The observer has arrived just in case. And Firefly is kiting his heart out, but again, he just cannot keep up with this kind of army. With Stalker, Immortal, Disruptor. Firefly trying to play catch up. Nova's going off. They take down the shield battery. Stalker's coming from behind. But there are just too many Novas. They do snipe a lot of Disruptors. Very nice target firing, but numbers are just working against Firefly. GG gets called, and NightMare will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. NightMare will take the series here. And it is not showing the correct players for some reason. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Let me... There we go. Firefly does take the series at 2-1, advancing on to the next round. My condolences to Firefly. Firefly did hold his own. He did force the ace match, and even had some nice moments in this game as well. Unfortunately, the DT harass was a little bit lackluster. If you recall, the Dark Templar weren't able to get much damage done across the map. Likewise, Firefly was able to max out with a mass Immortal Archon-based army, which would have done well if we had only pulled the trigger a little bit sooner before we had hit critical mass of Disruptors. By the time that happened, we were able to just pick away at those Archons, pick away at the main army of Firefly. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations, NightMare will advance on, and we have our 2 finalists here. Again, NightMare and Rogue were the 2 favorites to make it in those finals. Alas, there wasn't anyone that could stop them. I mean, Creator and Firefly did pose a threat, and NightMare was even forced into the ace match, but alas, it was not enough to stop them from meeting. And now, they face off in those finals. Let's go.